Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Vicent, and today we're continuing what we talked about last week, and that is supercar shopping. So this past week I have scoured AutoTrader and various sites looking for the cars I listed in that video, and we have one lined up for today, and that's the 12C. We've got the 650S coming next week. We've got the Audi R8 probably in about a week and a half. Got a couple of test drives potential for the 570 and a Lamborghini, but those will come in later videos. Today we're focusing on the 12C. Now I'm about to head down to Luxury Motor Car in Sacramento and test drive this one. For those of you that are unfamiliar, Luxury Motor Car is a great dealership in Sacramento. They specialize in better transactions. So think of your big dealerships, they can do the same thing. They're just gonna do it with a little more intimacy, a little bit more one-on-one connection. Their inventory is amazing, from high-end exotics to ultra-rare cars. They take cars on consignment, they find amazing cars. If you are in the market for a new car, and you haven't checked out Luxury Motor Car in Sacramento, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'll throw their link down below. And guys, I'm not affiliated with this dealership at all. They're just amazing. Trevor down there has been awesome throughout the process, walking me through some of the details and is welcoming me in to test drive this car today. But with that said, we gotta go. Let's go. We're so late. We're so late. Guys, 6 months in, and that is still an awesome experience. Man, this car can fly. Well, you guys have seen the title by now. You know what today is. We are, in fact, going for our first shopping trip for the new supercar. We're taking a look today at the McLaren 12C, or the MP4-12c, if you will. This is McLaren's first foray into kind of the mainstream market. They've made the holy grail of all supercars, or hypercars, or just playing cars in general with the F1, and they hadn't made anything for 13 years until they made the 12C. They've made subsequent cars since, the 570, the 570 GT, 650, 675, 720, the Senna, the P1. They've made a tremendous amount of cars since this, but this is the one that got them started again. So guys, before we get down to the 12C, I keep getting asked repeatedly what I'm going to do with the Tesla once I buy the supercar. Truth is, I'd always planned on keeping it. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Should I keep the Tesla? Or should we replace the Tesla with another cool car on the channel? I have my eyes on a few things. I just don't know if I'm ready to pull the trigger. This is a fun car. So let me know what you guys think. Keep it or no? So guys, first thing first, we are back in my office, and that's mainly because I fanboyed out a little bit inside of the showroom. So I apologize for not having any behind the wheel footage of the 12C. They had multiple Ferraris in there. They had a new generation Ford GT, a few Aston Martins, some old school BMWs. I found myself kind of geeking out in their showroom, and I honestly forgot to film quite a bit, so that's my bad. So we're just going to talk about the 2012 12C I drove and kind of the experience on it, what I'm thinking about the car, and first impressions, if you will. So I'm going to knock something out that you guys have all probably heard if you've looked at any videos about a McLaren online, and that's that they don't sound good. I mean, take a listen. See, now that to me still sounds great. Is it a Ferrari or Lamborghini? No, but it sounds fantastic. I'd be happy waking up to that sound every morning, jumping in the car, or starting it and revving it at a car show for people to hear. That is an amazing car. Looks-wise, although dated, I mean, it's a 2012, it still looked great, guys. In person, that blue was so rich. The lines on the car were great. Sure, parked next to a current model McLaren, it's going to look old, but parked next to a Toyota Camry and that thing still looks like a spaceship. So most of the time you're in a car that looks modern, that looks sleek, that looks clean, and the reality is that reads when you're in front of it as well. Inside the car is super minimalistic, and if I'm honestly critiquing some of the things in there, there were a couple things that stood out. Now mind you, I was only with this car for a few minutes, but for example, if I had a passenger in the car, we would have to fight for who gets that center vent, because there's only one center vent. And in Northern California, especially where I live just outside of Sacramento, when temperatures like today reach 106 degrees, we're gonna be fighting for that vent. The other part that was interesting on this car was when it was in automatic. And what I mean by that is the double clutch transmission switched through gear so seamlessly you didn't even realize the car was doing it. There were many times where I was already in 6th gear cruising along and didn't even realize we had swapped that many gears. Now in more of the manual sense, when I'm playing with the paddles, that car can be just as raw as other ones. Obviously this is a test drive. I did not slam the pedal to the floor, but we did enjoy some turns. We did enjoy a little bit of speed. It was a blast to drive. It felt light, it felt nimble, it felt fast. So the one thing that caught me off guard was the speed of the car. Sure, I looked at the numbers on paper, but I thought those numbers would translate to a car that's really 8 years old, as this one is. And anybody that knows 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old cars, even though they had these enormous horsepower numbers, they didn't feel as quick as the same cars today with those same horsepower numbers. This one did. I mean, I'm going from a Tesla to that one, and I'm telling you right now, the speed of the McLaren was impressive. The next thing that stood out on the car was, well, the doors. They're just cool. I know that's kind of silly to say because it has nothing to do with the driving performance, but those doors being open, it's just something that catches your eye with that. Makes me wish more cars had that, but if more cars had it, maybe it wouldn't be quite as special. It is a unique view into the vehicle when both of its doors are open, one door pops open. It's pretty awesome. Now the 12C doesn't have an actual door handle. It's got this little motion sensor through the body that clicks it and activates the door and you can open it. I'm terribly concerned that that's not gonna last the test of time, but overall, this car was meticulously maintained. All the paperwork was there. The previous owner had done a lot of the common faults and brought them up to 2013 standards. He even had a technical guide from McLaren, which apparently is pretty darn hard to get your hands on. Somehow he did through a friend of a friend of a friend. So the car is in great condition. It is priced incredibly. Is it going to be the one? I don't know yet. Got a couple more to drive before we make that decision. But if it is one, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun to drive. And the next few cars we get, I will definitely get more behind the wheel footage. And I won't fanboy out quite as much. Well, at least I'll try not to. And if I fanboy out a lot, I'll just film it so you can fanboy out with me. Anyway, guys, next video is upcoming. Again, it's either going to be the 570 or the 650S. Those are the two that are closest to lined up. Let me know what you guys think. Did the 12C look cool? Did it sound good? Is this the car I should get? Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you watching. If you liked today's video, click that thumbs up button. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe down below and that little bell icon, click that too. That way you're notified the next time I upload a video. See you guys in the next one.